it helps fill up a room that's otherwise empty. And that's what we're talking about in the next segment too, using your filling up an empty room to give it a reason. So like this picture right here, I don't know if you can see it too well. Let me see if I can expand it. There we go. See, you can't tell, but this is virtually staged. You can to the trained eye, this is a virtually staged house. But the worst part about it is this is just brand new on market, and this is the first picture that you see. And I think it's an affront that I'm not a believer that you should have a kitchen as your first picture. Yeah, it looks nice, but that should close the sale, not catch the eyeballs. And again, the box brownie background, not really a big fan. This is the second picture. This is what it should be without the nightscape background thing. I'm not a big fan of that either. I do it because some people like it, but I won't pay extra for a photographer to show up because it's just super expensive for them to do that. The box brownie, it looks AI, and I'm not disparaging AI. I'm just saying it isn't there yet. Does that make sense? So this is the second picture, and then it goes into a bathroom. Nobody wants to look at a toilet, and then the rest is all during the daylight, and then every outside picture is done with AI. I'm sorry. I get it. My last one of my last listings, I put the virtual staging in there because they didn't want to pay $6,000, $7,000 for staging. It looks like it's virtual. If you're asking a premium price, you got to use premium product inside of a house that you're selling. That means you have to have real staging, not just that right there. See there? That's what it really looks like. That's what a virtual sales or virtual picture looks like. So there you go. It's really vacant. And there's nothing wrong with look, I don't want to make fun of it because it's a useful tool, but don't use it for high-end properties, please. Let's see. This house is on market one day. It's built in 80. And it looks like they flipped it. They updated it here and there, put a new bathroom, new carpet, new floor, new paint, new lights. That's single pane windows right there. That was standard back in the 80s. So if you bought this house, paid a premium for it, and in Vegas, I get it. This is in Vegas, right? You would still have to replace the windows. And that's a swamp cooler, not an air conditioner. That means it's going to still have moisture in the house. There you go. If you're thinking about selling your house, download this home inspection checklist because it will walk you through all the things that are wrong with your house. No house is perfect. No house is ever perfectly plumb, level, square. It's always going to be cracks, dents, scrapes. I was looking at some new housing yesterday with a client, and we went from turnkey ready to move into multiple different stages. I was just smiling because there was no such thing as a perfect house. I saw places where they were fixing dings in the walls and cracks in the corner bead, and then they go back with a fine-tooth comb and touch everything up, make it nice and neat, and they push it out to market. It's the same thing you should be doing, not rushing, but getting things done to sell your house. Fix stuff. If you have a broken dishwasher, if you have a broken window, if you have unworking switches or plugs, get them fixed. Leave a good home for your buyers. Don't just say as is. Turn empty rooms into useful spaces. If it's empty and you've moved on, you should have it staged. Every room should have a purpose. If you're empty nesting and your kids have moved out, turn them into offices or hobby rooms. Don't turn them into storage. Don't let it look boxy and junky and hard to understand what that room's for. It's a bedroom. It could be a hobby room, an office, a recreation music room, or a guest room. Just leave it down. Now, look, if you have a big house and you're not wanting to heat it, I get it. Shut the vent off up on your register. That way you don't have to heat or cool it, but also understand that when you have somebody come through and they're a guest, make sure to open it back up. There you go. Mortgage rates are down by almost 0.5%, 7.16 down to what? So really 0.1%. There you go. 0.01 over last week. But look, I have something under 6% if you pay a point or half a point. Imagine if you did that and you bought it at purchase price is $2 million, putting 80% down payment, and you have excellent credit. Let's see what happens. 6.221 is your lowest, but that is still a point. Now, put 2 points down and see what it's going to do. Oh my God, it's so expensive. If you're going to stay in that house 5-7 years, the ROI will be there. And ask them to talk about ROI. How long will it take me to pay back this 1 point or 2 points? Or what's the max you can pay out? Just talk to somebody about buying a house and he's afraid because the rates are so high and it makes it unaffordable. Save your money, make sure your credit's ready, and then go to it. This is what you get for $2 million. Pinehurst Drive, I just picked up today, and this is in Alameda, Almaden area, Almaden, Cambrian Park, actually Robertsville, but it's $2 million. There's some friends that live over there. And this is I wish this was my listing. 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is a standard, I want to say, Shea house. Built in 1964, 1,686 square feet. Pretty small for that kind of a house. But let's take a look. It's really pretty inside. They have flipped it. Is this a flip or just updated? You can see aluminum. Always looking at the windows, dual pane windows on the inside, on the bedrooms. This type of model will always come in different sizes. Here in Blossom Valley, this one actually goes to about 23, 24, 2,500 square feet. On that model, and the models here, there's another downstairs suite, and you have a master, obviously. The bigger models come with 2 HVAC systems. So there's an upstairs unit and a downstairs unit. This one has just one air conditioning unit set up because it's not big enough to warrant, but this is a nice looking house. What you get for $2 million in 8. So Robertsville. Kayak Drive, what you get for $1 million. Not my listing. The reason why I picked this is because it is 95111. I used to live right here, and I know you can't really tell where it is, but this is right over the flight path. It also equals railroad tracks. You can see the railroad tracks down there, right? So just keep in mind, we talked about that a couple days ago. This is a great house, guys. What you got to look out for in this area is parking is going to be an issue. Parking is a premium around here, especially on the busier like Roeder and Branham streets. This one's hard to get to, so you're not going to get a lot of run-through traffic, but you want to take a look at street parking as an issue. Let's go take a look inside here. Wow, they really did a nice job. And here's what I like about this. These pavers, they're older. You can see that they're not brand spanking new. There's some older growth there. When they did do updates at this house, they did it nicely. They did it for themselves. They didn't do it as a flip. In my feels, house that's done this way versus a flip means they did it for themselves. They put a little bit more quality into it. Now, the bathroom's a little bit older. That's fine. Looks like it's a jacuzzi type tub. And look, the backyard's a little bit older, but that's okay. There's a lot of stuff to do here. You can clean that up, power wash it, put a little or gazebo over it, and that's a good price for it. It's a 3-bedroom. So there's tons you can get at $1 million, right? Look at this one right here, Laguna Seca. That's attached, this one. All right, and then that's pretty much it. Nothing else has changed. We still don't have February numbers because February is not done, but we're still looking at a shortage of inventory. I see a lot more houses popping up. I think it's going to be a busy March, April, May. So if you're starting to think about buying a house, get your numbers ready, get your loan approval ready, because it's going to go fast.